What's my PR guy name? I mean, my producer name?
Oh, Derek.
Derek. Anytime I have a producer, I don't even know his name. Like, good morning, hey, who are you? Have you noticed all weeping is complaining and all complaining is accusing?
I've noticed the complaining, but when I think of weeping, I just think of when Jesus was weeping and how I interpreted was he was weeping because the people were lost and he
Well, we're
knew.
not talking about Jesus right now.
Oh, I was just
Have
comparing.
you noticed that all weeping is complaining and all complaining is accusing?
I've noticed it.
Give me an example.
Well, when you're complaining about something, it really says a lot about you and what you're facing internally. So I understand that. But the weeping is where I have a conflict. That's really.
Meaning what?
It's like I have a brother, for instance. When I see him go down a path that I guess I wouldn't like for him to go down, it does. I hate to say it, but it does bring out some type of emotion in me, and I don't like to say that I have emotion in me, but you know, it's just you grow up with somebody and you get attached to them, and you see them going down a path that you wouldn't want them to go down.
And why don't you want him to go down that path?
You know, it's destructive because it's a destructive path, but I understand that.
But why don't you want him to go down that path?
Why don't I want him to go down that
Yeah,
path?
to the point you weep.
I know that he isn't listening to God when he does go down that path. He's listening to Satan.
But why don't you want him to go? Why does it matter to you at all if you went down the path or not? Why does it matter to you?
Because I've grown attached to this person growing up, and you kind of want everybody around you to elevate with you. It will elevate, right?
Does God try to make everybody elevate with you when he's elevating you?
He doesn't.
Does he cry when they don't want to go down the straight path? Does he weep?
He doesn't.
So why should you?
You're because I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Why do I? Because it's an ego thing. You want to play God, and you want people to do things that you think is right, and you're playing God. I think that's the main thing.
And okay, why do you want people to do things that you think is right when you don't even know what's right? We're having church up in here.
Well, you just comparing it to what you already deem as right? Like waking up, going to the gym, doing...
Going to the gym is not right.
Well, I mean, it's better than sitting on the couch and getting
Why not? Some people love
overweight.
sitting on the couch getting fat.
I mean, it's better for the body, I'd say that, right? You
know who want better bodies.
Well, you know, eating right is good for the body, right?
All you know who want good food.
It's just, you know, bettering yourself. You know, you compare that to doing things that aren't bettering yourself, like doing drugs and, you know, going down that road of destruction. So it's just comparing those things, and I think in that midst of comparing things, you get the idea that you're God, and you say, hey, you're going down this destructive route, you know, this destructive road. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. And you get that idea that you're doing something right.
And do you have a right to tell someone they shouldn't be doing that?
Do I have a right? I don't have a right.
Then why do you tell them that then?
The ego. At the end, yeah, it's just ego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're bringing me right back to ego. Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Do you weep for other people who suffer, whether they're family members, father, mother, sister, kids, or anything?
Unfortunately, I do,
And why?
because I think I love them. That's why.
You think you love them?
Yeah.
Where's your love in that when you weep for somebody else suffering? How's that love?
Just feel bad for them.
Why?
I don't know, Jesse.
Do you think God feel bad for them?
No.
So why do you? Do you think God feel bad for your dad or your mama or your kids if they refuse to do right?
No.
Well, so why would you?
Because I try to play God
Yeah.
and try to be in control. That's why.
Amazing, huh? And then
Yes.
when you get involved in their lives, you just make it worse.
Pretty much.
Isn't that
Just
amazing?
adding wood to the fire, basically.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's amazing.
Yes, it is.
How about you, Obi?
The original question?
Do you
about-
feel bad when other people are suffering, whether it's kids, family members,
Yeah,
mother, father? You
I-
feel bad?
I do. I struggle with that.
And why?
Judgment. I want to control things. I want to control my life. I want things to.
Before you heard what he just said, why
Yeah.
were you doing that?
I think for what I'm saying, for a desire to control, the desire to make things look, to make things be like I imagine them or I want them to be, which I think is inherently kind of a demonic drive.
Have you noticed that you make them worse, their situation worse?
You know I have. That's been a big lesson over the last 6 months. Every time I try to help, I make things worse than I could even imagine them turning out.
Yeah. It's like mothers who keep their sons and daughters at home until they're 30 or past 18. The kids only get worse. They don't get better. They get older and they get worse. And the mother's destroying them. But yet, oh, I love them. I just don't want them to suffer. But they're suffering worse with you than they would be without you. But she'll keep them home and destroy them. And then if they try to leave, she'll kill them. But mother, I'm 50 years old. You ain't going nowhere. I don't care how old. Stay here and save your money. But I can't save your money. I hate you. Stay here. Oh, my heart is so good. I love my kids. You gotta leave people alone and let people live their own life. You get out of the way of other people's lives. You don't have a right to get in the way of anyone's lives or life. Your life ain't no good. And not like you're a walking angel. But yet you get involved with other people's lives. That doesn't make sense. And then if they don't let you get involved, you talk about them. I don't know what's wrong with him. I tried to save him. I tried to help him. I done all I could do, never admitted I got involved with their lives. I destroyed them. I felt so bad for them, and I destroyed. There's no love in that. What does God do? Does God get involved in your life if you don't want him involved in it? He doesn't get involved with it at all. He and Jesus sit up there, have coffee, cafe mocha, and sweet potato pie. And they look down and watch you making a fool out of yourself. And they don't rush down to save you. They'll let you smoke pot until you're in the ground. But you're trying to say, why don't you leave people alone? Don't judge them as good or bad. Don't feel bad for them. Just leave them alone. You don't even need to have an opinion about somebody else's life. Yes.
I noticed that I always wanted to help the people around me. I always grew up thinking like, oh, that's what a good person does. Big air quotes. And the more I looked at that and the more I saw what a disaster it would lead to in others, the more I realized usually I'm doing it to them because I'm hoping someone will come around and save me. It's like, it's not even really because I want
It's not
to
even
save
real love.
them.
It's for selfish, for
Right.
yourself. You want
Right.
something back.
Right.
What a mess. What a mess. Leave people alone. Really. Your children, when they become adult, leave them alone. Let them, you brought them to 18, let them go out and find their way. You're in the way, you're stopping them from finding their way. And you don't love them. When you get involved with someone else's life, it's because you hate them. It's not because you love them. If God doesn't get in the way, who are you that you should get in the way? I want to be a drug addict. Okay, good luck. Go be a drug addict. I want to be homeless. Okay. If my own son was out on this street homeless, I'll drive down Pico every day and look at him. I'm like, what the? And then all his kids was out there with him. Homeless like living on a big tent. I'll be like, what the? Don't ask me for any money. I just stopped by to say hi. You don't have a right to interfere with someone else's life, to judge it as good or bad, or even to have an opinion about it. And the only reason you're doing it because you don't understand. You don't understand. If you had understanding, you would never do it. You would not get involved with someone else's life. If a bunch of men walked in here right now dressed to like Raquel Roches or somebody, fully dressed in dresses, makeup on, they could walk in and have a seat. I would have no opinion about it because I have an understanding now. And if you had an understanding, but most of you will go, oh my God, little drag queen, I can't stand those men. They're all there. Can you believe that? You go right into judging because you have no understanding about your life. You start judging right away. Am I wrong by any of you? Huh?
I would judge them.
Yeah, and why?
Because it seems so unnatural, and I take offense at men trying to pretend that they're women. I do. I don't want them near my grandchildren. I don't want them near any child.
But yet they could be near you that will spoil them.
Yes, that's true.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's because you're not understanding. You have no understanding. But I understand why you said that. And you're right. You're not going to look at, you know what, I'm spoiling my grandkids. They're angry, they're spoiled. But a drag queen, you take them in, it's different. It's the same spirit. It's no different. But you don't understand, and you make judgments. Did you raise your hand that you would judge? Why would you judge?
See, what I'm getting from this is it seems like broken people are teaching people how to be broken, and then they tell you can fix it by helping people. Because that's what we're taught in school. Always help somebody.
Your parents teach that?
Broken
'Cause
people
he
teaching
said-
broken people how to be
He
broken.
just said he learned his weakness from his parents to help somebody. You all, and other people, you're supposed to help somebody.
almost-
You're in the way.
It means like everything I've ever learned has been a lie.
That's right.
That's deep.
Everything.
That's too deep, man. That's
From your parents on.
from
Everything you've
school,
been taught.
everything.
And that's why everybody suffers.
Broken people teaching broken people.
Yes.
Go help somebody. That give them a plate of food, and then that's an ego.
Even the preacher tell you, if you accept Jesus as your Lord and if you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you shall be saved. Everybody run down the church, to the front of the church, he gets saved. And they walk out of the door and judge each other. They walk out of the door in fear. They walk out of the door and argue with each other because you're not showing me love. You don't care about me. You don't this and you don't that. But they got saved by Jesus. Isn't that amazing? Did anybody else raise their hand They would judge the drag queens if they walked in. How you going to help the drag queen? You know they're lost. That's why they're drag queens. And if you know the way, how you going to help them? You think God is judging them? He's not judging them. But you do. And the drag queen no different than what Dee Dee is going through and all those people that attend his party.